Little Rosetta and the Talking Guitar, the musical story of Sister Rosetta Tharpe, the woman who invented rock and roll. Written and illustrated by Charnelle, Pinkney, Barlow. Little Rosetta loved music. She loved listening to Mama strum proudly on her mandolin. Zum, zum, zum. The notes held her, a warm hug on Sunday morning. Every week, the people of Cotton Plant, Arkansas joined together to sing and shout. Music is the heart of our story, Mama boasted. Boom, clash, plunk. The music of the drums and the tap of the keys moved little Rosetta. Clappin' and twirlin', dancin' and singing, this little light of mine, Rosetta belted to the beat. One day, Mama surprised her with a special gift. Now you can make your very own story, she said. Little Rosetta placed the guitar on her lap, drew her hand back, and gallop, plink, palats. Notes tumbled out, puzzle pieces waiting to be put together. Mama, this guitar is broken, she stated in a huff. It looks mighty fine to me. Let's try again, one string at a time. Galug, thumb, kerplunk. Notes wobbled through the air as little Rosetta carefully plucked each string. With a satisfied grin, she began practicing, eager to create a story to share at the church anniversary. Little Rosetta took her guitar everywhere she went, copying the sounds she heard around her neighborhood. The steady whir of Mrs. Lee's sewing machine, the sharp clank of pots and pans at Mr. Hayes' restaurant, the smooth rum of Mrs. Waverly's vacuum. Day after day, little Rosetta practiced. Zim, zonk, varum. She strummed and picked and plucked some more until her fingers were as red as ripe raspberries. You're gonna wear your fingers to the bone, warned Mama. Night after night, soulful rhythms danced through little Rosetta's head. She drifted off to the steady sway of the chords, with dreams of music flowing from her fingers, heavy and sweet like blackberry syrup. Tomorrow's another day, Mama whispered, as she kissed little Rosetta goodnight. Fall blew into winter, and winter melted into spring. Slowly, the wobbly notes started to sound like music. Dee-da-dee. The vibrations hummed through her body like bees through a garden. The sounds of Cotton Plant echoed around little Rosetta. The low grum of a train rolling along the tracks, the sharp squeak of wagon wheels, the buzz of a crowded market. She plucked string after string, excited to match the town's song. Rosetta's upbeat melodies found folks near and far. Miles quit his fussin', Daisy snapped her fingers, Mrs. Connors hummed a little tune, and Mr. Thompson couldn't help but tap his toes. Little Rosetta's confidence grew as her fingers gained speed. Her fingers hopped around like corn in a kettle. Rapping and rolling, billowing and falling, the music carried her. Dee-da-dum, thumb, thumb, pop. She played until a string snapped, and even that didn't stop her. Snip, zip, zing. Good as new, said Pastor Murray, mender of souls and mender of guitars. And off Rosetta went. Soundin' good, shouted James. That's some fast finger pickin', snapped Miss Mabel. Gettin' better by the day, I see, exclaimed Mr. Walker. Spring blossomed into summer, and it was time for the church anniversary. Listening to the adults sing and play, little Rosetta knew it was her turn to shine. All eyes were on her. As she looked out at the hopeful churchgoers, her calm courage turned to jumpy jelly beans. She glanced at Mama. Taking a deep breath, little Rosetta picked up her guitar, drew back her hand, and brum-dum-dum, A joyful noise rose through the air. "That's my baby," Mama Bell smiled quietly, strumming a supporting melody on her mandolin. Little Rosetta wove her music with the sounds around her. Dee-da-da-dum, zum-zum, thum. The notes poured over the crowd like summer rain washing the dust off a new day. As she got older, time put many miles between little Rosetta and Cotton Plant, Arkansas. She traveled the world, but the music of a small country church went right along with her. She wove it into the sounds she found in nightclubs and created a new form of music. She came to be known as Sister Rosetta Tharpe, the godmother of rock and roll. No man alive could make a guitar talk like Sister Rosetta. The mellow "wow, wah, wah" told of her struggles, and the bright "zing, zang, zing" sang of her triumphs. For over 50 years, Sister Rosetta played until no more sound could be squeezed from her strings. Her guitar spoke of the wisdom passed down through generations, the joy and trials of those who came before her. Music held the story of her people, and her talking guitar would tell the tale.